Good enough. Okay. How was your weekend?
Yeah. How
That's
about you?
good. Good. Busy.
Yeah.
I had to work this weekend. Okay, nothing in there that I need. All right, so grammar first or poetry first?
Grammar.
Grammar first.
What does that mean, grammar?
Grammar is like tools in like technical aspects of English. So it's like, you know, we've been talking about conjunctions and pronouns and adjectives and all that. That's grammar. So grammar or poetry first?
Poetry first.
Poetry first, okay. Okay, so we're gonna read, I have new poetry for us to read. So I got a couple that are a little bit, I think, easier than last time, and then here's our list of vocabulary stuff. And I also have some things for us to talk about, because there's not just one type of poetry, but there are several. So let's lay these out and then we can talk about them. So these aren't all the types, but these are probably some of the most common types. So which one do you want to talk about first? A haiku? Okay.
What is a haiku?
A haiku is, the Japanese haiku is a poem that is rigidly structured poetic form consisting of 3 lines. And it starts with 5 syllables in the first line, 7 syllables in the second line, and then 5 syllables in the last line. So it's 5, 7, 5. So it's really short. All right, what else do we want to talk about? Ballad? Okay. Have you ever heard of a ballad before? No. So sometimes they talk about ballads like they talk about songs. Like something can be a love ballad, so it's like a story, like a love story. But a ballad is very lyrical and it has a really good rhythm because ballads are also songs, and songs have rhythm, you know, and they have lyrics. And so it's usually very very poetic and sweet, and sometimes it can be a little bit sad. And it's usually a relatively longer form of poetry.
Epic. Epic. How do you say?
Epic.
Epic.
An epic. So an epic is kind of like a ballad. So it's like a story. It tells a story, but it's very long. And usually epics are about like a hero's adventure or something like that. So it would just be like, so this is kind of more of like an adventure story. This is kind of more like a love story.
Sonnet.
A sonnet? Okay, so do you know who William Shakespeare is? No? So he's like super famous, really old American poet, and he wrote sonnets. And sonnets literally actually mean little song, and it's one of like the most well-known forms of poetry. So sonnets consist of 14 lines, and there's 2 types of sonnets. There's the American version, and then there's the Italian version. So it's like Italian, and then there's Shakespearean, which he was like American. So, but the Italian one has 2 stanzas, so 2 groupings of lines, and there's 8 lines and then 6 lines. But the Shakespearean one has 3 groupings of 4 lines, so that's 12 lines, and then a couplet at the end, which is 2 lines. So it just depends on their form. They're a little bit different. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But they're always made of 14 lines.
Elegy.
An elegy. So an elegy doesn't necessarily describe like the actual form of the poetry, but its content. And elegies are usually written to like remember or talk about someone's death. So people will read elegies at people's funerals. Limerick. So a limerick is a short, bouncy type of poem. It usually has 5 lines with the rhyme scheme of A, B, B, A. So what that means is that the words kind of rhyme in a specific way. So if I said, I'm going to the sea, it's the place I want to be. Let us go because that's all that I know. I'm going to the sea. That's a rhyme scheme of A, B, B, A. Does that make sense? So the first 2 lines would rhyme, then the second 2 lines would start a new rhyme, and then the last line would go back to the first 2. So those are our main types of poetry. that we're going to be talking about and reading. So yes. So there's all of that, and then let's go ahead and start reading At the Zoo. Whoops. At the Zoo by William Thackeray. So we start reading. It's just this part right here.
Okay. First, I say that white
White.
bear,
Bear.
or bear. Then I saw the black. Then I saw the camel.
Camel.
Camel with a jump.
A camel with a hump.
His back. Then I saw the gray wolf
Wolf.
with
Mutton.
in his
Maw.
mouth. Then I saw the wombat
Waddle.
waddle in the straw.
Straw.
Then I saw the elephant. They waving off his trunk. Then I saw the monkey mercy.
The monkeys.
Monkeys mercy. How
Unpleasantly
pleasantly they smelled.
Okay. So what's he talking about?
He's talking about the animals.
He's talking about all the animals that he saw at the zoo. So what stands out to you the most in this poem? Like, what do you think is interesting?
Interesting. That he like animals.
That he likes the animals? So what does he use to describe the animals? What parts of speech do we talk about that describe things?
What part? What?
What part of speech? Like what part of, so it says like the white bear, then I saw the black bear. So what are white and black? Do you remember? We talked about these like a while ago. Things that describe nouns are called.
It's not bear.
No, it's not bear. Bear's the noun. So, and white and black are describing the bear. So what is that called when a word describes a noun?
I don't know.
You do know. I know that you know this. Remember, it starts with an A. If a verb has an adverb, then a noun has a...
No.
A noun has a noun?
No.
No. A verb has an adverb and a noun has an adjective. Yeah, see, you know what an adjective is. So he uses adjectives to create what is called imagery, which is, if we look at our list, imagery is the representation through language of sense experience. So your senses are sight, touch, smell, hearing, and tasting. So he talks about seeing. Tasting? It means like when you eat something and you taste like what it tastes like.
Yeah.
So like pickles are kind of sour and ice cream is sweet. So it's a taste. So here he uses adjectives to help us kind of see things, you know, see it in our head when we're not there. So he uses adjectives to create imagery. Does that make sense? Yeah. Okay. Do you think that he does that well? Do you think that you can imagine all the animals in your head and what they're doing? If you say no, that's okay.
I guess.
You guess? Is it easy to see the elephant waving its trunk and the wombat that's waddling in the straw?
No.
No, why not? There's no wrong answer.
Yeah. Why it's not wrong? I mean, like.
So, if you can't see it very well, then what do you think he could change so that it's easier to see in your head? Could he pick different animals? Could he use more details? What do we think?
Maybe different detail.
Different detail? Okay, what kind of detail would you want to know about the animal? Like, do you want to know how big it is? Do you want to know where it is? Do you want to know what it sounds like? What would you want to know? What would be helpful in creating this picture in your mind?
Maybe you know how where they are.
Where they're at, like what section of the zoo?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I also think, do you know what a wombat is?
Yeah.
No? It's wombat. It's,
Say it in Spanish.
I don't know what the word for wombat is in Spanish. It's kind of like, a guinea pig, but bigger. Do you know what a guinea pig is?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, a guinea pig is like a little, like, do you know what a hamster is?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, it's kind of like a hamster. It's like a little, I don't know how to explain it. Okay. Wombat is just like a little animal. What about a chipmunk? Do you know what a chipmunk is? Okay. Apparently we're going to work on our animals. We'll do that next time. We'll work on our animals. Okay. So maybe if he like described more of what the animals looked like, it would be helpful. If he told you like where they were in the zoo, that would be helpful. Okay. What about the rhyme? What lines rhyme?
What line?
Yeah, like what lines? So there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lines. So he's got 6 lines, and which ones like rhyme? Which ones go together? So first I saw the white bear, then I saw the black, then I saw the camel with a hump upon its back. Then I saw the gray wolf with mutton in its maw, and then I saw the wombat waddle in the straw. Then I saw the elephant a waving of his trunk. Then saw the monkeys, mercy, how unpleasantly they smelt. So which words sound similar in this? And usually they're the very last word in any of them, in any of the lines. So if this is line 1, this is line 2, this is line 3, this is line 4, 5, and 6. So the last word is usually what makes the rhyme scheme. So remember how we talked about limericks, and limericks have 5 lines, and then they have the rhyme scheme A, B, B, A. And that means that the first 2 lines rhyme, the second 2 lines rhyme, and then the last one rhymes with the first 2. Right? So then what do we think is our rhyme scheme? Do these 2 rhyme?
No.
Black and back. Do they sound similar?
Yeah.
Yeah. So then they rhyme. So then that would be A. Okay, then does back rhyme with maw? Does it sound like maw? No. So then this would be B. And then does maw sound like straw? Do they sound similar?
Not much.
Maw and straw? Kind of. They have the same ending sound. So
A little bit.
maw and straw would rhyme, so that'd be BB. So you've got A, B, B. And then does straw and trunk, do they sound alike?
Strong.
Straw and trunk, do they sound alike?
Yeah.
Yeah?
No.
No? Okay.
Sound different.
So trunk sounds different from straw. Does trunk rhyme with back? Does it sound like back?
Yeah. No.
No. So then this would be C. And then what about smelt? Do trunk and smelt sound similar? No, not really. So that'd be another one. So A, B, B, C, D. So it's not quite a limerick because it's got too many lines, but it has a similar rhyme scheme. Does that make sense? Okay. So let us read, oh, I moved it. Let us read, be glad your nose is on your face. Do you want to start right here?
Big lion map was pasted on some other place for it if it were, how do you say it?
If it were where it is not.
Yeah.
That's a hard one.
Yeah. You mean dislike
You might dislike.
your nose a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine if your
Precious.
precious nose
Mm-hmm. And then keep going right here. Were.
What is it?
Were.
Were sandwich.
Sandwiched.
Sandwich in between your toes. That clearly would be a 3. For you, be forced.
Yep. So you'd be forced to smell
your feet.
Okay.
Your nose will be a source of a dream. Were it atop your head. It soon will drive you to
despair.
Forever tickled by your hair.
Yeah. Within. Do you want me to keep reading it?
With your ears, your nose will be
an absolute catastrophe. Yeah.
For when you were obliged to
sneeze.
Oh, what's that mean?
Sneeze? Yeah. It means like, you know, when someone goes, achoo.
Oh.
That's a sneeze.
Oh. Your brain would
rattle
from the breeze. Your nose
instead
through think and think. Remain between your eyes and chin. Not based on some other place.
Alright, be glad your nose is on your face. Okay, so that's silly. So it says, be glad your nose is on your face, not pasted on some other place. For if it were where it is not, you might dislike your nose a lot. Imagine if your precious nose were sandwiched in between your toes. That clearly would not be a treat, for you'd be forced to smell your feet. Your nose would be a source of dread. Were it attached atop your head, it soon would drive you to despair, forever tickled by your hair. Within your ear, your nose would be an absolute catastrophe. For when you were obliged to sneeze, your brain would rattle from the breeze. Your nose, instead, through thick and thin, remains between your eyes, you're fine, and chin, not pasted on some other place. Be glad your nose is on your face. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So, what are we talking about?
Animals?
We're talking about an animal?
No, nose.
Your nose, yes. We're talking about your nose. And what about your nose? What are we talking about your nose for? Where's your nose at?
Where's my nose?
Yeah, where's your nose? You know where your nose is. Your nose is right here.
Yeah.
It's right between your eyes and right above your chin, just like it says.
Yeah.
So it's saying, imagine if your nose was between your toes. If your nose wasn't on your face, that it was on your feet, in between your toes.
Can you repeat it?
I said, imagine if your nose wasn't on your face. So I don't have a nose anymore, and my nose is now between my toes on my foot. Wouldn't that be weird?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, then it says, what if your nose was attached atop your head? So what if my nose went from here to right here and was on the top of my head?
Weird.
It'd be weird.
Yeah.
I have to smell things by bending my head now. I'm trying to smell. And then it said, within your ear, so if my nose was in my ear, if I had to smell things with my ear, then when you were obliged to sneeze, so when I sneezed, all the pressure would make my brain move around in my head.
Yeah.
So it's a little silly, but it's fun nonetheless.
Yeah.
And so sometimes poetry doesn't have to be super serious. It can be fun. Yeah. So let's look at our rhyme scheme. So do face and place rhyme? They don't read. Face and place.
Face and place?
Mm-hmm. They don't rhyme?
What does that mean, right?
Rhyme is, let's see, do we have rhyme on here? Any pattern of rhymes of rhyme, a series of stressed or accented syllables in a group of words, arranged so that the reader expects a similar series to follow. So It's like if I said, I'm trying to think of like a Spanish example, but it's hard.
No.
No, it's not. It's not hard. Like coche and noche. See, they sound similar, right? They have one letter that's different, but they sound very much the same, and so it's the same thing, but in English. So face and place. See how they have the same ace sound at the end, so they rhyme. So that would be a. And then what about not? Does not rhyme with place and face? No. Okay, so that starts a new one. So that's B. What about lot? Lot and not.
Soda.
So that's B. So then lot and nose. No. Okay, so C. Nose and toes.
No.
Nose and toes? Head, shoulders, knees and toes. Knees and toes. Somewhat. I think yes, because O's, nose and toes. Do you hear the N sound similar?
Yeah.
They're spelled differently, but they sound similar.
Sound.
So forget spelling, they just sound similar. Okay, what about toes and treat? So A, B, C, D. Treat and feet.
Yeah.
Yes. Feet and dread. Dread and head. Yes. Head and despair.
Yeah.
Head and despair.
Head. No.
Head and despair. No. Okay, despair and hair.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Catastrophe and hair. Oh wait, no, B and hair. I'm sorry, I skipped a line. No. All right, catastrophe and B. B, catastrophe. Do the N's sound similar? Yeah. That one's kind of hard because catastrophe is much longer than B, but they have the same N sound. All right. What about catastrophe and sneeze?
Can you say again?
Sneeze and catastrophe. No. So that's a new one, new rhyme scheme. And then your brain would rattle from the breeze. So sneeze and breeze. Yes. All right, breeze and thin. All right, thin and chin.
C.
Chin and place.
No.
No. Okay, but let's think back. So we've seen the word place before, right? Yeah, so then that means we have to go back to A. So it goes all the way back to the A rhyme scheme. And then face, we've seen face before, and that rhymes with place, so that goes back to A. So our rhyme scheme is A, B, B, C, C, D, D, E, E, F, F, G, G, H, H, I, A, A. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So you understand what a rhyme scheme kind of is now?
Yeah.
The sequence or the order in which the rhymes go. So, all right. Maggie and Millie and Molly and May. Do you want me to read it? Yeah, you want me to read it?
Yeah,
Okay. Okay, it's got a lot of M's. That's what we call alliteration, when words that follow each other start with the same letter. So they all start with M. So Maggie and Millie and Molly and May went down to the beach.
When I work, so every Sunday, Saturday, the name of one girl is Molly.
Is Molly?
Molly.
Oh, there you go. So it says, Maggie and Millie and Molly and May went down to the beach to play one day, and Maggie discovered a shell that sang so sweetly she couldn't remember her troubles, and Millie befriended a stranded star whose rays 5 languid fingers were, and Molly was chased by a horrible thing which raced sideways while blowing bubbles, and May came home with a smooth round stone, as small as a world and as large as a lone. For whatever we lose, like a you or a me, it's always ourselves we find in the sea. So what did they do? It says they went where? Right here.
To brain.
To the beach.
Beach.
So they went to the beach.
I I don't like to say that word because sometimes I say bad words.
Oh, yes, that's okay. I know what you're trying to say, so it's okay in
Yeah.
this situation. So, a beach. Okay, so they went to a beach, and Maggie discovered a shell, and Millie befriended a stranded star, and Molly was chased by a horrible thing, and May came home with a smooth round stone. So they all went to the beach and they found these fun things. So let's look at our rhymes. Maggie and Millie and Molly and May went down to the beach to play one day. So do May and day rhyme? They sound alike?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what about day and sang?
So,
Sorta?
not much.
Not much. So we're gonna say this is a new one. And what about sang and and? Sang and?
No.
No. So that's a new one too. Okay, what about and star? No. Star and were. Were and thing.
Hmm.
Thing and. Okay, so we're gonna go back to C because that was that one. Okay, so and stone. Okay, what about stone and alone?
Sorta.
Similar. Okay, so G, and then me, alone and me. No. So then H, and then me and C. Yeah, so that's an H. So see how it rhymes up here, doesn't have any more rhyme until the end. So basically, do any of these have the same rhyme scheme? Are they similar at all?
Yeah.
Yeah, how are they similar?
How?
How?
Like, you see this?
Mm-hmm.
It's right here.
Mm-hmm.
It's
So
not, like, similar.
there's like doubles. Okay, so you see that the rhymes usually go in doubles.
Yeah.
Okay. So this one had two doubles, and then two different ones.
Yeah.
This one had all doubles.
Yeah.
And then this one had two doubles, and then a bunch of different ones, and then two more doubles. So they're all different, right? They all have similarities, but they're not all the same. So poetry is the same way. There's really no one way to write poetry. The rhyme scheme can be different, the rhythm can be different, which we'll get into a different day. You can use different words, you can have different structure, you can even make the words look like what you're writing about. You could write the words in the shape of a tree. So poetry is very diverse. There's a lot of different kinds, right? So do you remember any of the kinds that we talked about earlier with our flashcards? Other than the elegy, because that's on top? Okay, so what's another kind? You don't have to explain what it is, but what are some kinds? So there's elegy, and what else? What else do we have? So we have an elegy. Do you remember any other kinds we have?
No, I was like, love, you said.
There's one that's about love. That's a ballad. So it's usually like a love story. Remember, what else is similar to a ballad, but is usually about like an adventure?
But what?
An adventure.
Wow.
Okay, so what's a word that you would use if you said something was like really, really cool and like out of this world? You'd say like, oh man, that was blank. You'd say that was epic.
Oh, epic.
That would be epic. So that's like an
I
adventure.
mean, that's English word.
English word? Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yeah. So
I never heard
epic
that
means
before.
like something was like really, really, really cool. Like it was like crazy cool.
Oh, I never heard that.
Yeah, so when you think about epic, you can think about it's a story about someone's big adventure. So it's an epic. All right, what else do we have? Do you remember what the one is that's really short and it has the AABBA rhyme scheme?
Yellow?
Yes, it's yellow, but that's not the name of it. It's written in yellow. It's kind of a weird name.
The American boy. American? No?
No, that's different. That's for something different. It's called a limerick. But it is written in yellow, so there you go. You're close. Okay, so what is the one that we talked about that has two different forms? There's an Italian form, there's an American form,
Oh,
and has 14 lines.
it's from Italy.
There's an Italian form and there's a American form. It's super popular.
Yeah. I've never heard.
Starts with an S.
Sonnet.
Sonnet. And then what's left is a haiku, and the haiku is 5 syllables, 7 syllables, 5 syllables. So now that we've discussed some of our different types of poetry, and we've read some poetry and figured out that what a rhyme scheme is, that it can be different, it doesn't have to be one specific way, we are going to write our own haiku. Yay! We're gonna write our own haiku. That's exciting. And then we'll do some grammar.
Right.
Okay, so remember, a haiku is 5 syllables, 7 syllables, 5 syllables. You know what a syllable is?
Yeah, like A, B, C. No?
Kind of, yeah. So a syllable is like when you're saying a word and it makes sound. When I was little, the best way that we learned what a syllable was you would say, how many syllables do you think are in your name, Jose?
Right. Can I write right here?
Yeah, you can write on that. Jose, how many syllables do you think are in there?
One, two, 3, 4. I think. Oh. No.
Okay, so you've got Jose Lopez Perez. How many syllables do you think are in your first name, Jose? How many syllables are in there?
2.
2, yeah. So the way I learned was if you put your hand under your chin and every time your chin pushes your hand down, that's a syllable. So Jose, so that's 2. Lopez, that's 2. Perez, that's 2. So you'd have a total of 6 syllables, right? So your name could almost be the middle line. That's 6 syllables. So you would need to do that to make 3 lines and make sure that the first one has 5, the second one has 7, and the third one has 5 again. Does that make sense? And it can be about anything. It can even be about soccer. I like to play soccer. That's too many, but it's close. So just make sure that you don't go over 5 because then you have to write a new sentence.
I have to like do more than 5.
No, you have to do, the first line has to be 5 syllables.
5.
But it can't be
Whatever.
more and it can't be less. It's gotta be 5.
Why do I like?
Because I want to know if I'm doing the right number of syllables. So if I put my hand here, then I can practice out my sentence and I know that I'm doing 5 syllables. So my first sentence is, rain falls in the night. That's 5.
I like soccer. 3. No.
That's 4. I like soccer.
I like soccer. No.
So that's 4. So you'd still need one more.
I like soccer. Oh yeah, 4. Oh, I got it.
There you go.
I don't know.
I like to play soccer. I like to play soccer.
5.
That's 6.
Really?
Yes, because I like to play. That's 4, and then soccer is 2, so that's 6.
Oh, that.
So you're close, but not quite. What about I play soccer well?
It is 6.
What?
6. 1, 2, 3.
No, if you said I play soccer well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So just get rid of like to. Right? So I play soccer well. I play soccer well. That's 5. Got 1, 1, 2. I play soccer well. It brings me
Who told you
great
that?
joy. It brings me great joy. Okay. Huh?
Who told you that?
Don't tell you that?
Who?
No one told me that.
Really?
Yeah.
How you know it?
No, what? How to do this?
Yeah.
Oh, my mom told me when I was little.
Oh,
Yeah, my mom and my teachers. Okay, I play soccer well. It is my favorite sport. It's okay. That's kind of cheating, but it still works. You could say it's my favorite sport. It's my favorite sport.
Can you write it?
You can write it.
It. My. It is 4. No. It is 4.
It's my favorite sport. So 5, 6, 7.
7.
7. This is 7. It's my favorite sport. Because favorite is 3. So favorite sport. That's 5. And it's my is each one. So I play soccer well. It's my favorite sport.
Okay.
It brings me great joy. So if you said it brings me great joy, that'd be another 5. So you'd have your 5, 7, 5. It brings
B.
R
R.
I
I.
N
In.
N
N.
N like Nancy.
Yeah.
G. That's a J. So a G has the loop. There you go. S. Me. Great. G-R-E-A-T.
G.
So G-R-E-A-T. So you can just cross. Oh, okay. Just cross out the whole word. G-R-E-A-T.
R. E. A.
T.
T. O.
Brings me great joy. J. Es un J.
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 Damn, I forgot.
J. O.
O.
Y.
Y. Don't tell.
There you go. It brings me great joy. So, I play soccer well. It is my favorite sport. It brings me great joy. So there you go. That's a haiku. 5, 7, 5. Do you want to hear mine?
Yeah.
Okay. So tell me if I have the right number of syllables. Rain falls in the night and flowers bloom in May, but snow is coming.
No, it's coming. 4, right? 5.
But snow is coming? Okay, so let's sound it out. Rain falls in the night.
5.
That's 5. So we've got 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. And flowers bloom in May. Flowers bloom.
Flowers have 2, right?
Flowers has 2.
Okay.
Bloom in May.
4, 5.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait, that's wrong. 1, 2, 3. 3, 4, 5. Oh, that's why, because bloom is 2. Bloom. So flowers and bloom are both 2, so that's 1, 3, 5, 6, 7. And flowers bloom, because the M makes it go down to bloom in May. So that's 7. So we've got 5, 7, and then but snow is coming.
6. 6.
But snow is coming. 5. So that's how you write a haiku. See? It's pretty simple, right? The hardest part is just making sure that you don't go over
Yeah.
the number of syllables. All right, so put your name on that. Oops. All right, and now we are going to talk about commas. Commas are my favorite thing. Just kidding. But they're still fun. So it says, commas you use in writing are similar to pauses you use in speech.
Commas like
Yes. Commas are also used to group similar items together. So it says, add commas to each sentence below. John runs, exercises, and plays basketball.
John.
Yeah, so the answer is John runs, exercises, and plays basketball. So you see how the commas make little pauses
Yeah.
instead of John runs, exercises, and plays basketball?
No.
Just blah, blah, blah. So if you put in the commas, it helps separate it to make it a nice list. So do you want to read number 1 for me?
We are going to eat, talk, and watch movie.
So where are the pauses in that sentence?
We're going to eat, comma,
Yep, comma.
talk, and watch the movie.
Okay, so are there any other pauses?
Thoughts.
Watch. We're going to eat,
Oh,
talk.
watch.
Oh, well, no, there's not a comma after watch. So we're
No.
going to eat, talk, and watch a movie. So what happens when you have a
No,
sentence?
comma and talk.
So what happens if you were to, let's say we didn't have this comma here. We're going to eat, talk, and watch a movie. Does that make a lot of sense? Not really. So if we say we're going to eat, talk, and watch a movie, that's a list. So when you have a list of 3 things or more, you separate them all by commas. All right, you want to read number 2?
I went to the game. Game.
No. Read the whole sentence first, and then we'll figure it out.
I went to the game to laugh, have fun, and talk with my friend.
So what do we think? I went to the game to laugh, have fun, and talk with my friend.
That's not good. Game. 2. Right here.
To laugh. Yeah, after to laugh. So I went to the game to laugh, comma. What else?
Have fun. Fun.
Have fun, comma. And
And
talk with my
talk.
friend.
Talk. Come.
No, there's no extra comma. You only need the 2.
Oh. 7.
Usually, so when you have a comma and it's followed by a conjunction, which is what and is, that means that's the end of the list. You only use and for the last item in the list. Everything else is just separated by commas.
Sarah. Sarah, Mark, and William are the hardest working students. Sarah,
So Sarah.
Mark, and William. Come on.
So
William.
Sarah, Mark, and William are the hardest working students.
It's not coming anymore. I think William because it's a name. No.
William. So you think it's Sarah, Mark, and William are the hardest working students. What about Sarah, Mark, and William are the hardest working students?
Oh, Mark.
So Sarah, comma, Mark, comma, and William are the hardest working students. All right.
The lion, tiger, and zebra. I say
Zebra.
zebra are my favorite animal at the zoo.
Okay, so the lion, tiger, and zebra are my favorite animals at the zoo.
Tiger.
So there's a comma after, tiger. Is there anything else?
And zebra.
No, there's not one after zebra.
No, wait.
What's a lion, tiger?
Oh, it's what? Comma, tiger.
Yeah, lion, comma, tiger, comma, and. Because there's no such thing as a lion, tiger. They're two different things, right? Similar but different.
Yeah. On Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, I have to work. Monday.
Monday, comma.
Tuesday, comma. And Wednesday, comma.
Nope, you don't need to comma after Wednesday. But you got Monday and Tuesday correct. So good job.
All the men, women, and children stood on their feet. Woman.
Yes, there's one after women.
And children. Men.
All the men, comma, women, comma, and children stood on their feet.
The
Audience.
Yelled.
Yelled.
Shepherd. I don't know.
Yelled, clapped.
Clapped and screamed for their team.
Yes, the audience yelled, clapped, and screamed for their team.
I don't understand that.
Huh?
I don't understand that.
So that means the audience yelled, so they were yelling really loudly, they clapped their hands, and then they screamed in excitement for their team. So it's all like, you know how when you play a soccer game and there's an audience and people are watching you, and then when you score a goal, people get excited and they clap and they yell? That's what they're talking about. So the audience yelled, clapped, and screamed for their team.
Pardon?
Where?
Chopper.
Clapped. So there's a comma after clapped.
Yell.
The audience yelled, comma, clapped, comma, and screamed for their team.
We eat.
We ate.
We ate. Drunk.
Drank.
Drink. And were merry. Ate.
Ate, comma,
Drunk.
drank, comma, and were merry.
I cleaned, washed,
Washed.
Washed and dusted my home. Cleaned.
Cleaned, comma.
Washed.
Washed, comma.
That's it.
And that's it.
You rock. How is it?
Raked. That's a weird one. Raked.
Sweet. How do you say?
Swept.
Swept and
Hosed.
Hose
Like using like a garden hose where you like get it really wet.
Hose down my driveway. Sweat.
There's one after swept.
Raked.
Yeah, raked. I raked, comma, swept, comma, and hosed down my driveway.
She studied, prepared, and took note before the test. She studied.
Studied, comma,
Prepared.
comma, and that's it. All right, now put your name and the date on top, please.